Hey friends, University of Dice, Dave here. Things are still very busy. It's fall. It's the best season. Let's be honest here. We've had Halloween stuff to do, we've had family stuff to do, but I couldn't let a week go by without at least one video. So I'm working on it. I promise. I promise. But this is another edition of I Like This Card, or Cards I Like, I suppose, because I like this card. This is Anti-Monitor, Mobius. When Anti-Monitor attacks, you may knock out any number of your character dice. For each that you do, your opponent knocks out one of their character dice. So you have 5 things, you knock them out, your opponent has to knock out 5 things. That is pretty good. I really like that. But there's not a lot of really great ways to make that work, right? You knock stuff out, you have to be ready to win right then, or you're letting your opponent roll so many dice. So what could we use to work with it? I don't know what Anti-Monitor is, to be honest with you. Well, obvious card for one is Batman, Legend of the Dark Knight. This is the rare one. While he's active, whenever one of your character dice is knocked out, deal 1 damage to target player and 1 damage to target character die. So, as you're knocking things out, you're accruing damage to your opponent's face, as well as perhaps to either dice of theirs or more dice of yours. It really just depends on how you want to manage all of your knockouts. Another way to work with this card, and that I would probably pair these together, is the feedback basic action. When an opposing character die is knocked out, deal 1 damage to its controller. So, let's say we have a turn where there's Anti-Monitor, Batman, and 5 other things in the field. You can knock out those 5 things, and your opponent's taking 5 damage from Batman and 5 more damage from feedback. Now we just need to figure out where's 10 more damage coming from. Well, Batman level 1 and Anti-Monitor level 2 pair up for 10 damage, for example. And that only gets easier as you increase the levels of both of those characters. So you could conceivably use these in combination to clear the field and then alpha strike through. Now, a challenge with feedback, of course, is it could be used against you, but you're not doing most of your knockouts on your opponent's turn, and odds are they don't have a great way to efficiently knock out your stuff. What it really means you have to watch out for is what am I Dark Phoenixing and when. Otherwise, you're filling the field thanks to cards like Poison Ivy or other cheap things. Knock out as much as possible, swing through with whatever else is left to take care of their health. It's fun, it's an interesting way to play, it's something that I like. Could you run it without the Batman or without the feedback, one or the other? Probably. It's probably more effective, or at least more bursty on when they're together rather than separately. You probably don't win in that turn, and now they get to roll a whole bunch of dice, which you probably don't have a lot of ways to punish. Just generally we don't in Dice Masters. But nonetheless, I like Anti-Monitor Mobius. I want to know what you think. Have you found a way to make him work? Is he fun? What do you think? What are you doing with him? I think this is another example of a fantastic common card among many fantastic common cards that we've gotten in the pantheon of Dice Masters. This has been Dave for University of Dice. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again soon.